Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I do appreciate it. Be sure to follow and like on TikTok and YouTube for me so that I can grow my collective on both. Today, we're just going to get a message of whatever you need to hear. I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread. Whatever comes out is the message from Spirit. I did bring out my oracle decks as well. We'll pull a few of these and get like an overall feel for the energy. And I brought out two other oracles that we can pull at the end as well. So we have Happy Happy. I love that. It's such a beautiful card. And we have Fork in the Road. All right. So let's see. Happy Happy is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm still going to read the first part of it. Let's see. Joy and contentment, a sense of fulfillment, and a feeling all is well. Awesome. So maybe you are feeling happy, or that's what's coming in for you. I love that card. So beautiful. And then we have Fork in the Road, number 13. Okay. So maybe we're at a fork in the road about our happiness. Time to make a decision, considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owning up to your obligation to make a necessary choice. Interesting. So maybe it's time to make a choice about your happiness. Maybe you've been feeling stuck, or maybe you've been refusing to make a decision that's ultimately going to lead to your happiness. Or maybe it's just time for you to actually make that decision to go towards your happiness. Any way you look at it, I feel like it's just you're kind of there and making the decision to go towards your happiness, whatever that is for you. Whether that's a job, money, soulmates, moving to go, live near family, whatever it may be for you. I think it'll resonate differently for each of you. It is a general reading. So we'll get into the tarot and try to dig deeper into this situation and see what is going on for you, Scorpio. So we have Six of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Five of Cups, Ace of Swords, Queen of Cups, the Magician, Nine of Swords, King of Wands, Eight of Cups, and then we have the Two of Wands and the overall outcome. Underneath, we have the High Priestess. So, yeah, I feel like this is like an inner knowing here. It's also about like healing. There's definitely some grief and loss here with that happy card, wanting to go towards your happiness. I feel like that's what the fork in the road is. So the situation here is the Six of Cups, which is about nostalgia. It is about, healing and joy as well. That inner child. I always think of the inner child when I look at this, or the sun, because it has the children on it. But it's got, this child giving another child a gift. It's just about the joy and happiness and that inner child happiness. But it can also be about like nostalgia, or this could be about, being sentimental, being stuck in a comfort zone. Again, with that fork in the road, maybe you've kind of been stuck in a comfort zone, and you're no longer happy in whatever that situation is. So the blockage here is the Wheel of Fortune, which is about like cycles and changes. It can be like a karmic cycle. So I feel like maybe there was a karmic cycle at play here that was kind of blocking your happiness. And that could be because you were refusing to make a decision, or it could just be, you have to go through cycles, and you have to go through lessons in order to move through energies, in order to bring in something new for yourself. But I definitely feel like the blockage here was, this change, and maybe it's because you were in a comfort zone. The root of that is because you, again, maybe you were fearing a loss, or a change. You see, she is focused on like what's at stake here, what's lost, and they're not focused on the Two of Cups behind them. So maybe you were so focused on what you were going to lose by making this change, by getting out of this comfort zone, that you didn't realize that happy is right there behind you. When you're at this fork in the road, you have a decision to make, and sometimes that can be very scary, and you're kind of just focused on, well, if I make this decision, I'm going to lose all of this, but you're not seeing what it is that you're bringing in behind you, what it is that you're going to ultimately bring into your life once you make a decision. And that's kind of hard to do when you take that leap of faith, because you don't know what's coming next. You don't know what you're stepping into when you release something in your life that's important, or when you're in a comfort zone, it's hard to leave that comfort zone because you don't know. You always hear, is the grass greener on the other side? You don't know. But I feel like this is about you trusting your intuition, and having that inner knowledge to make this decision. So in the recent past, we have the Ace of Swords, which is about communication. It's about clarity and truth. I feel like you got some clarity on something here, on moving towards what it is that it's going to make you happy. And that can be, this could have come in different ways. It could have been a message that you received. This could have just been, spiritually, intuitively, you've gotten some clarity on what it is that's going to make you happy. Your subconscious, your higher self, we have the Queen of Cups, your card, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So this is, she's very creative. And it doesn't, it's just feminine energy. It doesn't mean that you have to be a female. You can be a male watching this too. It's just energy, feminine and masculine energy we all have within us. But this is, about being emotionally intelligent, compassionate. She's very creative. She's very intuitive. Again, with that High Priestess, I feel like, with your higher self, this is just about you stepping into who you are, and having that emotional maturity to make a decision to go towards your happiness. In the near future, we have the Magician. So this is about taking action towards your manifestations, actions towards your what it is that you want to bring into your desires. This is also about just success and accomplishments. So maybe you are successfully moving towards your happiness. Again, whatever that is for you. Maybe you're moving towards a job, a person. Maybe you're actually physically moving locations to be near someone else, near family. It'll be different for each of you, but I definitely see you taking that action towards your manifestations. And this is all about action and having everything that you need and moving towards what it is that you do want. So your advice from Spirit here is the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords are, the swords are about our thoughts. It's air energy, but it's all about your thoughts. And Spirit is telling you not to get into this anxiety, depression, like up late at night, like all in your head. Spirit is telling you not to sit in that energy. Don't be in that energy, because it's not going to serve you well. Try to embrace peace and release any anxiety that you may have around going towards your happiness. Because ultimately, when whatever makes you happy, when you go towards your happiness, it opens up a whole new world for you. And Spirit sees that, and they will support you, as long as you are, doing what the right thing here. And I know sometimes it's hard to know what the right thing is, but as long as you're not hurting anyone else and you're doing what makes you happy. Sorry about that. I had a glitch in my recording. So yeah, Spirit's ultimately going to, they want you to have your happiness. They're going to support you when you go towards the things that you do want. So in your environment, the influence here is the King of Wands. So this could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. It doesn't have to be. This can just be your energy. I feel like this is the influence right now. So the King of Wands is like, he's a fire sign. He's a visionary. Like, he sees the bigger picture in things. So this could be just you seeing things from a bigger picture. This could also be like you taking charge, taking action again on things, like with the Magician card. But it's also about like taking control and, going after, like having that boldness to go after your decisions, which I feel like is ultimately what you're going to do. You're going to go towards your happiness. So your hopes and fears, we have the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups, this could be a hope and a fear. You're hoping to walk away from things, but you're also fearing walking away from things. And I feel like that's what that Five of Cups is. Like, you're You have a little bit of fear when you walk away from something, and that's, a normal human reaction when you're walking away from something that's meaningful to you. But again, you need to realize like what you're walking towards is happiness. The ultimate outcome or the overall outcome is the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is about, again, a decision. It is about expansion, taking that next step. So you're definitely taking the next steps towards your happiness. Again, it's a general reading, so whatever that is for you. You're taking those next steps towards building that business, those next steps towards going towards a person, place, thing. You could be taking those next steps to move, but this is definitely about expansion, and twos are also about balancing. So I feel like you're going to be balancing out and ultimately going towards what it is, making that decision. Because again, this is a decision card. So you have a lot of decision making cards here and trusting your intuition. So I like it though. So let's see. What does Scorpio not see coming here, Spirit? What does Scorpio not see coming? Awesome. There's your card. We got the Death card here. Endings, beginnings. Ten of Swords, ending a painful cycle. Yeah. Transforming, going towards new beginnings. Ending a very painful cycle. And overcoming challenges. I love that. Awesome. Look at you, Scorpio. So you got your own card, which, is good in a reading. But the Death card is all about transitions, endings, and new beginnings. And then I definitely feel like you have an ending, which does bring in that new beginning. And you're also ending a painful cycle, whatever that is for you. And then you're overcoming these obstacles. The Five of Wands is about competition, conflict. It's also about challenges. So I just feel like you're overcoming these obstacles and ending painful cycles. What are the actions and advice for Scorpio, spirits? Advice for Scorpio. So you have the Lovers, which is about, again, decisions. Make a decision. You've got the Three of Wands, which is about progress and growth. And then you have the Three of Cups, which is about joy, friendships, community. So yeah, you have a decision to make here. Make this decision. Go towards your growth. And this is about growth and progress. So you have a decision to make about where to go too. Because this can be about travel. There are these ships back here, but again, with the traveling, like you could be going to a whole new place that makes you happy. That could be a big decision for you to make, but you are making this decision about your growth and your progress. And Spirit's telling you here, just focus on your joy and your happiness. Friend groups, you could be moving to a place with work, and this is about like coworkers, but ultimately this is about you making the decision to grow here. Yeah, I love that. That fork in the road, lots of decision making. So, and again, it's a general reading, so it could be different for each of you, but the overall outcome is you making that decision. Let's see, what else do you have for Scorpio, spirits? Stop wasting time in dead-end jobs and find your true passion. It's fine to experiment, but don't settle for less than you truly deserve. And then outside forces, unknown figures are driving the situation, and you may not be able to control the outcome. This cycle will shift soon, and you will be okay. That's what that Wheel of Fortune, that divine timing. I feel like maybe you were stuck in a comfort zone, and you felt like, it's kind of holding you back here, but that's all going to change soon. You're walking away from things, and you're expanding here. So, love it. What else do we have for Scorpio, spirit? Patience. You're being asked to practice patience right now. It's not easy to do this, but you're strong, and there's a reason why things aren't aligning the way you want them to in this moment. Have patience, and it will eventually work out. Yeah, so when things aren't aligning, I always remember a time in my life where I was calling in a job, and I really wanted to work at this place for this company, and I really, really wanted this job because it paid good money. It was just a good company to work for. And I manifested and manifested and manifested, and it just wasn't coming in, wasn't coming in, wasn't coming in. And come to find out, there was somebody who was very toxic that was there, and they wound up leaving right before I started. So it was all in divine timing. Like it, spirit didn't want me there with that negative person, that toxic energy. So it'll come in when it needs to. Trust. Change. You're being asked to change a part of yourself that no longer feels like the person you've become or are becoming. Change isn't always easy, but letting go of the outdated part of yourself will allow you to align with your true self. Yeah. This comfort zone, we're getting out of that comfort zone and moving towards something else. So I love it, Scorpio. Well, I hope that this helps and could bring you some clarity. Good luck to you, and I will see you guys next week.